Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative, prophetic and practical,
Intellectual stew.
informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James. Intellectual.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing tonight? It's James Kirkland once again on the Intellectual Stew. Let me go get my ladies. Hey, Lady K, you there?
I'm here.
Can you hear me
Hey,
good?
everybody. Yes.
All right, good. No, you can hear me. I'm real comfortable and relaxed tonight. So want to make sure my phone is picking up. I see Ash has her let me see if she's ready. What's up, Ashley? You there?
I'm here.
We're not gonna see you tonight, but we're gonna see
No,
you.
I just got home.
Oh, you just got home, so you're trying to get situated.
Lady K, you over there looking like a snack, girl.
Like a
Girl,
snack,
you
a whole snack.
a
A
whole
whole
snack. I want to be a
snack,
meal. Now, just
honey.
kidding.
Yeah.
Who you trying to catch? Who you trying to catch?
Somebody.
Yes.
Somebody's daddy.
Come on.
she,
Come
she
on.
says, Lady K says
Uh,
she might catch somebody's son. Don't sell
And
her short.
might.
that
And
too.
Don't
might.
That too.
don't you dare sell her short. Don't you dare sell her short. What's going on? What's going
Uh,
on? Y'all doing all right today? How was y'all's day? One at a time. Don't
Typical
all speak at
Monday.
once. Oh, okay, good. So
Typical
don't all
Monday.
speak at Don't all a typical Monday.
Yes,
Typical Monday.
busy.
I get you. What about you, Lady K?
it's been a good day, but a long one. I'm kind of tired. Finished
You
moving
tired?
today. So yeah,
Are you finished moving? Okay, good. You got everything situated now.
yeah, pretty
Good.
much.
What's up, cousin Trey? I got my new cousin. I met through a group that I'm a part of.
Hey,
That,
cousin Trey.
and so
Hey,
he from
cousin.
South Carolina. So he came in to check us out tonight. So we're gonna try to hopefully get these numbers up in a few minutes. People got to
Did you
get
find
used.
some eligible bachelors down there?
I wasn't looking for none. I can't hear you though. Are you there,
Say it
Ashley?
again.
I said I wasn't looking for no eligible bachelors. So no, I guess I
Ah.
didn't. Yeah, that was not eligible bachelors is not nothing I be looking for when I go places. I'm
Now
sorry,
listen.
a little bit.
You hold. You hold.
No, I'm real. I ain't looking for no
I
husband
was
bachelor.
wondering, like, wow.
No, I was trying
You
to
was
get
one.
my
So Lady K,
outfit.
you caught that, huh? She's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not looking for.
She was
I wasn't
talking
even looking
about
for.
for her. You were helping her to find a husband bachelor.
I
Or
didn't know
maybe
that.
Not
me. I
even
don't
just
know.
me, just for the
Me
ladies. But
too.
I don't go
Man,
Yeah.
out looking for women, and I know whether or not it's some out and around.
when it don't work, I don't want to be a part of it. So I'm good. Or if it don't work, I want to be a part of it. You
I
do
can
your,
feel you on that
you,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
you do your thing. I'll do my thing. And if I get married, I'll invite you to the wedding. How about that?
I
But
feel you
until
on that one.
and when it's official,
I gotta
I'll take a
come.
picture. Oh, you up? Please, you're gonna probably be planning it, man. Man, you got you
Yes,
partner. You
yes,
my partner. You my partner. Lady K
yes.
is my partner. Hey, but listen,
Wow.
everybody that's in the chat right now, if you're here, say hello. Let me know where you're listening from. We're getting ready to get this conversation started in a few minutes. Y'all, welcome to the Intellectual Stew, where we don't sip tea, but instead we serve stew. We try to be a little bit more wholesome in our conversation. Not always the most popular conversations, but they
I'm
are definitely
wholesome.
necessary conversations. So we're going to continue to have those, and when they catch on, they'll catch on, and that's the way I'm looking at it. So tonight, I wanted to hit a couple of different things. I really and first of all, I'm glad that I'm back on schedule now. So I got my Monday night live where I want Monday night to be. That's what Trey. Trey said, Lady K, he said, I got friends for you. What's the age bracket you looking for? Oh shit. Oh Lord. Ashley, you better
It
put your
gotta be
picture up.
over
Ashley,
35. It gotta be over 35.
Now, I ain't got to put my picture out there.
you
He
better
want to find, if they want to find me, they know how to find me.
you ain't got your whole name on here. They just got Ask G. It don't say Ashley Granberry, so they have to do a lot more work. So, but
You gave it
nevertheless,
to him.
yeah, I just
You
gave it to
gave
him.
it to him. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I gave you a plug. She's but Trey, she said 35 and above. She said she like them young. I heard somebody
I did
snort when
not
they
say.
left. 35,
You
but
did
that
not
is
say
young.
that. She likes
Hey,
them.
35 is young.
She ain't this. What Lady K is open. She is open minded,
But
and she ain't trying to raise nobody child, but she definitely,
it's just amazing for me how you're able to interpret for everybody. Like
Thank
they're
you,
not grown
Ash.
and able to speak and not
Thank
able to speak of their own.
see,
I
Lady
mean,
K. You thank you. You
hey, but
know
do me a
you
favor.
know
You
Lady
ain't got
K.
to interpret. You ain't got to interpret for me tonight.
I do, and not
I'm gonna be
tonight,
of
but sometimes
I'm
I
of
do
age.
have tips out.
I am of age, and I
Uh,
promise. And if they don't understand, raise your hand. If y'all in the chat and y'all listen, y'all don't understand something I say, raise your hand. I repeat. I
see,
don't need
that's
Ashley
the
to
problem.
interpret for me. Hey, but everybody in the chat right now, do me a favor, real quick.
Oh,
Share this thread. Share this conversation. We're getting ready to get it started. If you know some people that need to be in this a part of this conversation, go ahead and tag them in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and tag a couple of people myself, and we're gonna get started. Ashley, you started some mess today, but it
I
was some
did
good.
not.
Will you did you not? So you missed the whole conjunction.
I did not.
You missed the whole conjunction.
I didn't miss it.
Yeah, I said you started some mess. Then I said, but you were already on. I did not.
Mm-hmm.
But it was some good mess. That's what I was
Mm,
going to say, and it was some
mm.
necessary mess. And I think we need it. I think it's going to be good for our conversation tonight. So I appreciate you. Is what I'm saying. So can I please calm
Now,
down? Give me.
James, we is not finna start this. It's only 33 minutes into the show. We is not finna go
We 33 minutes.
already.
We 8 minutes into the show. What time are you on?
I'm sorry. It did say there was seconds. Sorry. eight
Jeez.
minutes into the show. Please don't start.
Wow. If I don't start, I wouldn't be myself. Would you prefer me
Oh,
to be myself or not start?
oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Be the
Colin,
representative.
he is a
Colin.
prayer hearing and answering God. So call him again.
Be the
Call him.
representative.
But I'm gonna say it like grandmama said, if you're gonna call him right.
Well, I
Ain't that what he
know
said?
him. So the way I call him is the way I call him.
He
He
said if you're gonna
understands me in my
call him
language.
right. Call him right. May
The
not
way
come
I
when you
call him
want him to
is right.
come. May not come when you want him to come, but he's always on time. You know, for real though, y'all. If you're in the chat, y'all do me a favor. Oh, I see some people watching now. I'm tagging people, trying to get some more people in this conversation. But listen, Ashley, I
Yeah.
appreciate you because we argue, but it's bantering more than it is arguing because we have these fun conversations off. We chat, we text, she sends me video messages. And I never me not video but audio calls, and can't never hear them because her voice is too low. But I have to really try hard, So anyway, I appreciate her, and I really do. And today she knows the reason I'm saying this because she knows my heart, and she knows kind of how I think. And so today, when she saw this particular post, knowing how I think, she responded and she was like, James, this is that mess this that mess that you be talking about. And I'm
Mhm.
like, let me go and actually read the. No, she said, here's another one. That was her post. She said, here's
Mhm.
another one, because we're talking. And what was going through your mind, Ashley, when you saw that actual post that made you? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Josh? What made you think about me when you saw that post? 'Cause I'm gonna put it up in a second, and don't
Well,
tell them
one of the things,
don't tell them the context of the post. Just tell them what you thought about what made you think about me
well,
in
I
that
know
respect.
the reasoning for some of the things that we do on the show, and so when
Mm,
I saw that, it gears towards more towards the African American community and some of the things that we do to our children.
okay.
And so when I saw that, um, we've talked about it a couple of times without
Mm.
going into details. I'm trying to not say, but say we've talked
No, I
about it
appreciate
a couple of times. And so, because of the things that we do talk about on the show, and the reason for what you're doing, definitely made me think about it would be a good topic not only for us to discuss, but for everybody, because a lot of people may feel that way. And then there are some people that are uneducated in that
it.
area because they think that it's right. There were a lot of people that agreed with it, which
Mm-hmm.
was crazy.
Crazy as I don't know. Hey, what's up, Sue Ann? Crazy as I don't know what. But
Yeah.
also, without any further ado, what I want to, I'm gonna put the picture up. I'm gonna read the caption on the picture, and then I'm gonna give some commentary behind it, some things that I see that's wrong with it, okay? And then we're gonna discuss it. So once again, everybody that's in the chat, y'all do me a favor, share this thread. It's not hard. It's a little button right down on the bottom. It says share. If you push it, then it's gonna share it on your wall, and then all of your friends can be a part of this great conversation tonight as well. And that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to grow this platform and get other people to be a part of it as well. So I'm learning how to use my tools a little bit better, so let me make sure I got this set up right. Hold on. Okay, I do. So I'm gonna hit share, and I'm gonna put share screen, and I need to tell them to stop giving me that tip. Hit this tab right here, click on that right there, and boom, hit share. And once I hit share, tell me if y'all see it.
Yeah.
Y'all see it?
Wow.
Okay. So
Yeah,
here
I
it
do.
is. You see a little boy. He is probably a year, 2 years old, maybe, I would think. I'm guessing. And what this says is, this is the caption that this young lady said. She said, "This morning, my baby said, 'Ma, let me pump your gas. You will never need a man long as you live. Excuse me, long as you got me. I'm your man. I'm all you need. I love you, and I promise to be better than what was taught to me. Hear me when I say you won't need a man for nothing.'" I'm going to read it again. He said, she said, "This
Say it.
morning, my baby said," oh, I'm sorry, she said this what he said, my bad. She said, "This morning, my baby said, 'Ma, let me pump your gas. You'll never need a man long as you got me. I'm your man. I'm all you need. I love you, and I promise to be better than what was taught to me. Hear me when I say you won't need a man for nothing.' Y'all, I cried. He made my day." This is wrong. I'm gonna give you some commentary, and then Lady Carrie, I see you ready, bubbling, ready to talk already, but I see it in your face. But let me give some commentary on
Oh,
this the way I see it. Okay. First of all, that baby can't be no. First of all, that baby ain't. She
He,
lying. That baby ain't said that. That's first and foremost. I'm finna mute y'all because y'all ain't finna mess me up. I'm joking. Not playing. But no, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But this baby ain't said that. First of all, okay. Just looking at the aesthetics, the baby can't be no more than two. The
mm-hmm,
baby probably fingers ain't strong enough to hold the doggone gas pump.
mm-hmm,
Okay. But there's so many things wrong with this, right? Number one, look how tall he is.
mm-hmm,
His nose ain't but about 14 inches maybe from the gas tank. So fumes come out of a gas pump, don't they? So why would you, as a mother, have your child in front of a gas pump trying to pump gas with fumes coming out of the pump. So it's right. He ain't got no gas mask on. He ain't got no gloves on. He ain't got none of that kind of stuff. So that's wrong on so many levels. So with that being said, then not only that, knowing that he didn't say that, this is another example of a false narrative that's being perpetuated by a female, a woman, or whoever it is, because this might not be a woman. This might be a company, a corporation. It could be anything that's trying that's doing it for the gram, or or showing this for likes or whatever, right? So whatever it is, it's perpetuating this narrative. Because this little boy said, "I promise to do better than what was taught to me." How many years of learning has he had? That's a rhetorical question. I mean, how many times has daddy not has stood him up and all the he ain't even got to that point to start. And you know what? He wouldn't know unless somebody told him. So this thing is wrong on so many levels, so many levels. And this young lady is doing. I mean, I feel bad for her. I'm going to go. I'm going to stop sharing this now and bring my friends in so we can talk about this a little bit more. Because look, Lady Karen is bubbling and she's ready to talk. All right, Lady
I'm
Karen, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm with you. It is so wrong on so. First of all, why isn't he in a car seat? He got to be strapped in that car seat. Cannot get out the car seat until his mama comes around and
Lord have
gets
mercy.
him. Number two, he doesn't know all those words. I
No.
mean, no way. I was hoping that she was like this morning. My baby said, and then quote, just like in quote, just dramatizing. And I enlarged that and I looked, I'm like, nah, she said, Mom, this, that. She's lying. She's not. I mean, it's just wrong on so many levels. So even if she was trying to stage this, which she obviously was, it's wrong to have, like you said, he's right there. He can't hardly hold the nozzle. His face is right where the gas is going in, the fumes are coming out. Mama, let
I'm
me,
gonna leave it up. I'm gonna leave it up while we're talking because people are coming on, so I want them to be able to see it as well. Okay. So
okay.
let me go. You can keep talking, Lady K. I'm sorry. Go ahead
I
and keep
want to
talking.
talk to his mama, baby. Don't put that kind of
What would you
pressure on
say?
your child.
What would you say? What would you say?
I'm getting ready to tell her right now. Right now, baby. Don't put that kind of pressure on your child. If there's a message you want to portray to other people, something you have to say. You are mom. You are grown. It's okay for you to say it on your page. You can do that, but don't do this to your child. Please don't,
Mm,
because now people are gonna come at you for how you set this up because you did not have his best interest in hand. And you don't
yeah.
want that. That's a little too much pressure, period. But no, no, that's so wrong. Don't do it. You are the mother, you take whatever pressure you want to take. Even if you wanted to just to make the point, you don't have to have a picture. You know what I'm saying? He should be in his car seat. I want him in his car seat. That's what I want
Yeah.
right now. Right now.
Yeah. I
Right
didn't
now.
even think about that one. That's a mama. That's a mama's version because you're right. He could dart away from her. It's cars that go through the islands at the gas pump and all kind of stuff that could happen while she over there taking a picture.
If I were there, I would go over and say something.
Would you?
I would. Yes, I would be nice, but I would let. Obviously, she doesn't know. Obviously, she thought it was a photo op, even if he's not really pumping the gas. Whatever she thought is wrong, and I need to help her a little bit. That's all.
Okay, ladies in the chat, I need to know. Hey, Shantae, what's going on? Read that. Shantae, do me a favor. What's up? Read that. That caption I'm sharing on the screen. And ladies in the chat, I want to know how many of you all, if you saw this going on, would go over and say something to that lady. Cause I know you just said you set the precedent, so I know you, Lady K, would do it. I mean, Ashley, I'm not putting, but all the ladies in the chat, if you saw another lady, young lady, especially one younger than you, doing something like this for the gram, and see this baby's nose damn near, excuse my French, damn near in the doggone gas pump. All right, would you go up? Would you be bold enough? Because this that the old African proverb was right that it takes a village to raise a child, right? And so if the village, somebody in the village, if the village was really whole and healthy, right, then that means that you would see something that's out of place in the village, and because you saw something out of place in the village, you would respond to it, right? But so many times now, what we do is we'll sweep stuff under the rug. Trey Yarborough said, "Not many, because they think it's cute." Ashley, what about you? What's up with this? On when you looked at this, because you sent it to me, what were your thoughts?
Just like you said, she lying, first of all. Um, that
Right.
that boy, that was my exact word. That boy ain't said all of that.
Mm.
Second of all, I feel like it was real sad because the mentality and mindset of her wanting to have her son be her man in essence, because are you that's what you're going to be teaching him, like he do for his mama, he gonna always do for his mama, and that's fine for him doing for you, but it shouldn't be at a point where it's an obligation. And then who gonna be teaching him what it is or what it's like to be a man? Nobody's teaching a young man how to date his mama. So to me,
I hope.
you're not gonna ever be the same thing that a man would be to your mother.
You can't be. There's no way possible you could do that.
No.
Uh, my boy Disco. I wish Disco used to when I used to start out my show. Disco was the one that would produce it. But Disco used to always say that some women have what you call hub sons. She don't
Yes.
say husbands; they have hub sons where
Wow.
they what I mean, you watch some way some women hug their sons like they're their boyfriend. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I mean, my ex, no, they hug side to side. Wasn't no hug, get my hand all up on your chest and shoulders and head up again. No, it was a certain way that because there's a gap, there's a space between a mother and a son, right? You know what I mean? I'm your authority at all times, and that's all it is to it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when you start allowing him saying that's my little man and all that kind of stuff, let me let me see what Natlin said. I don't want to miss it. Natlin said it's not that we think it's cute, it's that you can't tell this new generation of mothers anything. She obviously out of her mind, and I don't do drama, which sends. I mean, and I was going to actually say that. I was actually going to say that now. And that's the thing. When you do go take the opportunity to say something to some of these mothers, it's the response that you're going to get, and are you going to be braced for that response? Now, I do have a response to that. I do have a response to that, and my response is when you're walking with I'm gonna go this is I'm a church boy, so y'all know how I am. When you're walking with a certain anointing, there's certain things you can say and get away with because the Holy Spirit will tell you how to say it, if that makes sense. Because I can attest when there were times I would be walking through the malls with my children when they were much younger, and I could see a group of boys. I remember one time specifically, I saw a group of boys, probably 5 or 6, all in the 15, 16, 17-year-old range. That could be a gang, whatever. I don't know. But I walked past them, and I had my son at that time had to be 12, and my daughters had to be about 8 and 7, or maybe 10, 6, somewhere around there. I'm not 10. No, he was 11, 7, and 6, somewhere in that range. And one of them cussed so loud, the little boys in that group. And I said, whoa, who cussing like that? I said, which one of y'all did it? And I made eye contact with one of them, and I could tell it was him. I said, you cussing like that? And I looked in dead in his eye. I said, follow me, and started walking. He left that group and went exactly where I was. I said, how old are you? 15. Do your mom and daddy know you cuss like that? No, sir. Sir, you got manners and you cussing like that? And then I grabbed it. I said, come in my house right quick. Listen, if you wouldn't cuss in front of your mom and dad, I changed my whole tone of my voice. If you wouldn't cuss in front of your mom and dad, don't do it when they're not around. I don't know you from Adam. But see, if my children hear you cuss, they're going to think it's okay for them to cuss, and you're going to get them a dental plan.
All
Don't do
right.
that. And when I did that to him, nobody bucked. Nobody tried to
Wow.
shine. None of that. I used to walk through my children's high school, walking around the football field. If I hear one of them cuss, who doing that cussing? Come here. No, 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 no. One of them tried to buck one night, and I got right in his chest. He backed down like a little boy because that's what he was. And so, but the thing is, when you walk with a certain anointing, sometimes, there's a term that means authority, right? And so, when you walk with a certain authority, you can get away with certain things. But when you walk in with a preconceived notion, then yes, sometimes you are. And I get it, Natlin, because I've seen some of these mamas. They crazy. I've had a little young lady buck on me because I said something to her about the way she was treating her son. And I said, yeah, I get it, but you're gonna raise him to hate everybody that look just like you. And when I hit her with that one liner, she was done. She was done. So we got to be careful with that. But Ashley, you are 100% on point. I mean, you have so many. I know with the shortage of men that are in the world, and and then women, there's a relate me. There's so many false narratives that have been pushed, right? And these false narratives always seem to be aimed at dividing the black family, right? Because they know the power that really exists when there is a heterosexual black family, male, female, raising children, doing it the right way, because statistics show when there's a black man in the house that the children are less likely to act out. Their children are less likely to go to jail. The children are more likely to do well in school. The children are less likely to suffer from psychological issues. All these things, but these false narratives, right? Because they'll tell you that black men aren't good fathers. How many bad black fathers y'all know? Most of the ones that are able or allowed to take care of their children take care of their children, right? And so my issue is, it, huh?
I said absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I
my issue is when men are held accountable, if they don't pay their child support, what happens? They go to jail. I mean, well, first of all, they don't take care of the children. Let's start there. If they don't take care of the children, they get put on child support, right? And if they get put on child support and they don't pay the child support, then you got the government to take money out of their checks. They'll do tax lien. I mean, they'll do liens against the tax returns. Worst case scenario, they'll end up sending them to jail. But when is a mother penalized for bad parenting? That's a question. Because in this instance, this is bad parenting.
right.
And ain't nobody saying nothing.
I agree.
I
It
think things are said. I just think that they're said when things have gotten too far away, and when the
Ooh,
children are
ooh, good. That's
um,
good. That's good.
when they're on their way out of the household. So there's
Mm,
no way for us to come in and even try to help and save that because it's gotten too far. And for whatever reason, we find ourselves not being able to talk. And sometimes we talk, but we talk in a way where it doesn't mean anything. I always say when I talk to my child, if I talk to her in a calm voice like this, sometimes it doesn't go across well until I yell. And now she's looking at me like I'm crazy because now I'm yelling. But sometimes you don't hear it until I'm talking to you in a certain thing. So sometimes we coddle and we're so I don't want to say passive because that may not be the correct word to use there, but we coddle them for so long because we don't necessarily want to hurt them or offend them. And then now it's too late, and now our children are being taken away.
mm. Okay. What you think, Lady K?
I think that we drop the ball often,
Okay.
but I also think we in a second generation, not as in 40 years, but the second line of families that don't know. And the second line does not only do they not know, but they don't want any of us to tell them anything. So that brings us back to what you were saying. Some of us have the ability and the gifting to talk to people, but see, first of all, that talk comes with a walk, and a
Oh,
lot of us we might know what to
that's
say,
good.
but we didn't do it.
Mm.
And if they know that, they will come back at you like with the quickness. Wait a minute, hold on. Get your blank together before you come at me. So we gotta write. Ashley said, you can't tell them some things unless it's the way you say it. And it's really sad to say that because you're not gonna get that out of some people. Some of us don't know how to holler and fuss and cuss and all of this stuff. You're gonna have to bring it down and listen to me because I'm gonna talk to you respectfully. Period. And if you don't hear me, I'm gonna repeat it again. And if I got my own way of how I ran my house, but yeah, we gotta write. We have to write. The parent. I don't care how old you were or how young you are now. We got to write this stuff. It's not going to get right until, as parents, we step in and say, you know what? There's some things I didn't know. I had you when I was young. My mama didn't teach me, so I couldn't teach you. I did not
Mm.
expose myself to all these millions of teachers out here that are women. I didn't do it because I thought I knew. And so now we're here at this place. Can we grow together? Can we learn together and right some of our wrongs?
Yeah, it's because I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get it, you know, and sisters. I can apologize until I'm blue in the face, you know, for how you were mistreated, or or how things, you didn't get the proper support from your baby's father. And I'm gonna say baby's father. I ain't gonna say baby dad, but from your baby's father. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll apologize, until because I keep telling y'all that I believe that the key to restoring and fixing our communities right is reconciliation between black men and black women.
Great.
I'm gonna say that until I'm blue in the face, right? Because I think it's gonna, like you say, it's gonna be talk, and then it's gonna be a walk, right? We're gonna have to apologize. We're gonna have to
Absolutely.
live up to that apology, and y'all gonna have to, accept our apology and give us room to grow and live up to that apology. And then it's a cohesive effort, right, to start fixing this community. But ownership, as Josh says, rarely are a lot of women taking ownership for what's transpiring. Like Ashley, you sent me another video last week. I guess I could go pull it up, but I'm not gonna go pull it up right now. But about the boy, the young lady who was killing her son. You know what I mean? The toxic mother with the son that was on Ayana Van Zant's video.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that video right quick if you would, if you remember what happened. I'll try to find it if I can.
Basically, in a nutshell, the mother kept telling him he wasn't a man. She didn't respect him as a man. And Iyanla just kind of told her, you just basically telling him he's not anything. And you could see the deflation in him whenever she would speak those words. And so, she was just telling the lady that basically your words mean a whole lot to him. And everything that you're saying when you say he's not a good man, and you don't basically respect him as one, that does something to him. And I don't have any
Absolutely.
sons, but I'm partial to, young men, because I know that, not saying that we don't go through things, and I know a lot of times we do come back and say it, but it's a lot of things that do happen and transpire with them. You already have two things going against you when you are born as a Black person. You are Black and you are male. So you've already have two things that are going against you. And then as you grow up, in this world, I feel like in this world, in the way society is now, you kind of have to prove yourself a whole lot more than anybody else. So when you're going through all of those things, and then you have the only person at this particular time that you feel like should love you in a certain type of way, and then this is the
Right.
best that you can do for me or to me. So it makes it harder for them not only to grow up in life, but then when someone comes along who's trying to give them what they haven't received, it's hard for them to receive it because they've never seen it. So they feel like you're being fake.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Let's see.
um
Let's see what Althea Cooper said. Mothers are nurturers, yet we have to know how to show our children who is the boss. We can't allow children to play with us too much. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But this is my only concern with that, Althea, Miss Cooper, is that there's a very, very fine line between discipline and abuse. And the challenge is not to cross that line. You know what I'm saying? Because it's and when, you know what, I found that video. Let me see if I can share it. Hold on one second. I'm gonna try. If I can't, I apologize. But
you're
I'm gonna
doing
try.
so well.
I'm learning. Let me see if I can share it. Hold on. I'm gonna try it because this one hurt me too. Y'all listen. If we can share it, can y'all see it?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna turn it up.
Abuse a woman in his presence.
She doesn't think about me that way. She doesn't.
Well,
Because I
then
just
you
saw
don't
him
need to
playing
be
basketball and going on dates
so
together.
what?
And
Mind your business. You say that you don't see the man that your son is. So I'm asking you, since This is not a demonstration of a man. You need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
My idea.
Which is
Wow.
your idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is
Wow.
that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh, so how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man. Tell me how that works. Help me.
Like I said, it was events. It wasn't just.
I'm talking
And
about
it's
one
also how
thing.
he treats me.
Yeah, but
He
I'm
doesn't
talking.
respect me
Hello.
as a mom, and so.
You see, you're a provocative victim. You provoke stuff, and then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
But there you go. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I'm holding you accountable, and you spinning. You're spinning your web. You're trying to get away. You're trying to get away. Tell me. Just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Wow.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it, chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as Black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers.
Right.
His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I cried when I first saw that
Yeah.
video. I missed it on that one. I did. Do y'all see how? And now let's bring it full circle, okay? Because y'all, I mean, everybody hollering "Save our girls," and I always hear people talk about Black women under attack, right? And last week, we talked about how the woman moved the man in the house with the daughter, right? And and then we see the young lady doing it for the gram, taking a picture of the little boy in front with his nose darn near in the freaking gas pump, right? And I know right now, I sent out a clarion call today, Lady K, and Ashley, and I said I need a lady in the Metro Atlanta area to mentor a young lady, right? To mentor a young lady, and nobody responded.
Wow.
Not one person responded, but I can put a stupid post up, you know what I'm saying, and ask a crazy question, and I get 100 comments, you know what I'm saying, 50 comments, all that kind of stuff, right? But I asked a young girl that is spiraling, because watch this, she has a toxic mother that calls her bees, all kind of stuff. Young lady who's pregnant right now, right? And trying to raise a child. Mama's almost handicapped, right? Got a 7-year-old daughter. Calls a 7-year-old daughter bees. Mama just had a baby 7 months ago, but she's almost handicapped. So who you think taking care of the baby? 21-year-old.
Never mind.
Yeah, all this going on. But when I ask out today, all I want to know is, can somebody mentor a young lady? Because I can't do it. I'm a man. I'm a 49-year-old man. I ain't got no business mentoring a 21-year-old young lady. Okay, that's just not my thing. It's not even good for optics. Okay, So when I sent out the cry, I ain't heard from nobody. Now I say it like this. In Arkansas, I could have found probably 50, 60 women that would have done it. You know what I'm saying? Would have had her at church tonight, all that kind of situation, right? But I put this out and I know my algorithm is okay. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing a little work trying to get it up, right? So I know people saw it. Sue Ann, I appreciate you. I know you said you would have reached out. You didn't see the post. I appreciate that. And I really do. I really do believe that. I really do. But you got two small ones yourself. But I know plenty of young women that are empty nesters right now that need to be a mentor for this little 21-year-old girl who is spiraling. Okay, I said, I'm going to find you a mentor. She said, if you think I need one, I'll talk to him.
Mm, mm,
Not if you think.
Yeah.
mm.
She doesn't feel like she need one for herself.
Well, I mean, she's open, though. That's the good part.
Right, yeah,
That,
no,
yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't think they're sick, but still need a physician. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. But at least she's open. You know what I'm saying? So many people don't want you to tell them nothing, but
Nothing.
she needs a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? So many times, come 2, 3, 4 times, she's cried in my presence. And I don't know what to say to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have that gene. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
Right.
do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find somebody that can relate to her. Number one, somebody who's a mother, because I want somebody who's a mother. Why? Because you've been pregnant. She's
Hmm.
pregnant. So they
Hmm.
need somebody. So she's gonna go through hormonal things. What I look like asking her, did you take your vitamins? But I've had a wife who's had children, so I know that those things are important. So I'm gonna make sure I say something positive because I gotta let her leave my presence in it with an impact. But nobody responded, not one. But we so concerned about saving our girls. We so concerned about preserving the black female. We're so concerned, and I am too. I got daughters, man. Let me give you another one real quick. One of my homeboys. He got an 18-year-old daughter. Daughter came home the other night. Police came with her, right? When she walks in, she said, Daddy, the police want to talk to you. But he looks at her face. Her face is disfigured. Black eyes, face messed up. Somebody has raped his daughter,
Hmm. Hmm.
18 years old. Raped her, broke her ribs, disfigured her face, raped her, 18 years old. He's helpless. You know what we want to do to the boy, right? For doing something like that to his child, right? But who raised these boys? Because the men, y'all already said the men ain't there. The men in prison, I get it. So we're gonna take us out the equation since we such horrible fathers, and we such horrible men, and we such all these things, and you're left to handle it, and you got to take responsibility for raising them. I get it, all that. So who's raising these boys? Help me, Lady K.
Can I say so? I mean, we first of all, it's a lot of things I want to say, and some of your people are not going to like it. But we got to stop blaming anybody for our issue.
Thank you.
Period. Whether it's the mom, the dad, or the child themselves once they become an adult. We have got to stop. Every person learns a whole lot of stuff after they get 18, after they get 21, that their parents didn't teach them. So if your parents did not teach you the right way to live, by the time you're 21, take it upon your doggone self to learn. Stop saying I don't. You 40 years old, you 30 years old, you 25 years old, and still having issues based on things that did or did not happen when you were in your childhood. It's time for you to grow up. I know that's a stiff word, it's a hard word, but at some point we got to take the responsibility for ourselves. At some point, we can't keep blaming our parents for what they did or did not do. Second of all, I think and this kind of goes along with that. We've got to reach out for help. I know we say we don't know, but when you can come to me and tell me what your parent did or did not do, you know something is wrong. You may not know what is wrong, but you know something is wrong. Talk to somebody, reach out for somebody. But then there's a pride issue, that comes up. Even in women, we have a pride. Yeah, we do. We can get caught up in pride so easily, especially now with so much masculine energy coming from women, we can do that. But at the end of the day, you are hurting your children. And that's the thing that really kind of pisses me off. You are hurting your children. And if once you hurt them, it's easier for them to hurt their children and then their children, and then we find ourselves where we are right now. So I'm all for, and this I might shouldn't say this like this on your show, so please forgive me, James. I'm through with the bullshit. I'm just through with it. We have got to grow up and assume some responsibility because we will always be able to blame somebody else. Now, if you're not 21 yet, if you're still a minor, then you kind of got to point the finger. Even if you don't point the finger, you are subjected to your parents, your guardian, whoever's raising you. I understand that. But at the same time, there's going to be something in you that's like, I'm living like this, but this ain't right. Something is wrong. If we want better, and it's hard. But if we want better, we are going to have to skip over our parents sometime because our parents are so doggone me dysfunctional.
Wow. Wow.
Lady K, I totally agree with you. When when James was talking earlier, I can't remember the statement that he made, but that was my thought process. At what point in time are we gonna stop trying to blame our parents or whomever raised us for the things that maybe they didn't know to teach us
Right,
those things?
right.
So when the saying is, when you know better, you do better. So at what point in time are you going to do your own research so you can, be a better person for your own self? It would be almost like reading the Bible. At certain times, we got to stop listening to what the pastor says and go and do the research for our
Right.
own selves. And so, I totally agree. We got to. It seems as though that we use that part as a crutch so that we can continue to do the crazy things that we are doing. Well, I didn't know this. My mama didn't teach me this. Well, my mama didn't teach me that. Well, nobody has anything to go on but what you say. But are we just gonna keep living in this circle saying, well,
Right.
this all I know, or are you gonna do something different? Nobody's gonna continue to pay for a skill set
Mm,
or go to school and they're not learning. You gonna move on. So are you gonna stay stagnant or are you
I
going
don't
to
know what just happened.
uh
And can I come?
go ahead? Uh-huh.
She froze.
She did.
Lady K. Lady
That was the
K.
enemy. That's the enemy, honey.
She gonna go out and come back in if you can hear us. You there, Lady
Okay.
Oh,
K? All
go
right, go
Yes.
ahead.
ahead, Lady K.
Yes. And it's sad because it's gonna hurt. I'm just trying
Mhm.
to prepare. It's gonna hurt everybody. It's
Man,
gonna
just do
hurt
it. We
you as a
grown.
child, huh?
Go ahead. I said, go ahead and say it. We grown. Just say it.
It's going to hurt you as a child to have to tell your parent you were not what I needed or all I needed or you didn't teach me all I needed to know. It's going to hurt the parent to come to realization that I didn't do these things, that I'm out here playing around with these men or whatever you're doing. If you just didn't know, you could be at home watching, chewing bubble gum. The bottom line is it's going to hurt everybody. And we can't keep trying to avoid hurtful situations. We got to deal with it. And I have from experience so many times, and probably if you all do counseling, you have seen children sit across from their parents and say strong statements like, I hate you. You left me. You did not teach me X, Y, and Z. When your children grow up, they may not know now as a child or as a young adult what you didn't teach them, but the more life they live, they realize the things you didn't teach them. And so at some point, you're going to have to come face to face with the crap you skipped, with the things you didn't know were going on, with the things you didn't know how to teach a child. So here comes another strong statement. Let's stop having babies just to have babies or just to try to keep a man. Let's don't do that. I dated and I had to say I dated my ex-husband for 5 years before I married him. Had a whole lot of sex, but no baby. Because
Mm,
I made the choice to take the charge of my body to not do that to a child. And
mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to tell us is we have to think for ourselves. Could I have had a baby? Sure could. Did I? No, I didn't. Well, Lady Kate, no, that was by choice. That was by choice. So let's stop. Let's stop, men, women. Let's stop with the stupid stuff because it's stupid now. It might not have been stupid 20 years ago, But so much goes on now. To people are saying to you, I'm trying to help you. People are saying when you get through talking, that's stupid.
Oh yeah. But this is the thing, and that was the whole point behind the initial post with the little boy. The woman sat here and said that the little boy said all these things. That was a false narrative. But our
A lot.
society, we survive off of sound bites, right? So we always looking for something. My mama told me one time when she was on government assistance that she was offered $50 more by the state to put one of my little brothers or sisters on medication. $50 more a month on a check, $600 a year, right? To raise a future dope head. Because that's what you're doing. If you medicate a whole generation of kids and then wonder why all of them need marijuana and lean, and now for some reason, man, black kids ain't never used to do pills, but I'm hearing that black kids are like on pills like crazy right now, right? I mean, because all of them are looking for a high. They're looking to be self-medicated, and that affects their lifestyle. That affects how, I did my thing, but I was older. You know what I'm saying? My brain had fully developed and all those types of things. But now you got these people these kids whose brains ain't even developed yet, killing brain cells, and we did it to them. We did it to them. We did it to them. And then the other thing is, you holler at these children like Althea said. I think that was a name a minute ago. Althea said about talking about you should never curse at a child. I think was it? Yeah, Althea Cooper said you should never curse at a child, right? But we did it. We made our mistakes, and but we holler at them. And you think they can't get mad. I think the Bible says emphatically, provoke not your children to what? To
Right.
wrath. That means at some point, if you keep on yang, 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 then you put them in a place where they start to rebel, they start to go into a shell, they start to resent you, they can't wait to get out of your house, they become closed off to you, they won't share things with you when they're going through things, and then all of a sudden, when all of these things pile up on them, and they spontaneously combust, and they take it out on whoever that individual is in front of them at that moment. Because I don't know who raised that boy that had the nerve to rape that little girl. I don't know who raises these people who have the nerve to go. I know we blame it on mental. It's more mentally ill people now than the belt used to solve a lot of mental illness back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in my day coming up, the belt solved a lot of mental illness. But I get it. I'm not raining on the therapist parade and all this kind of stuff. There's a diagnosis for everything. I get it. But at the end of the day, we children didn't ask to come here.
Right.
They didn't ask to come here. So it's our responsibility as parents, whether we're single mothers, single fathers, co-parenting in a good home, whatever we are, it's out. Look, Don Taylor right now. Don Taylor, glad to have you on the line, Don. Don has a grandson, and she has assumed the role of the mother to make sure her daughter, I'm not sure, to help her daughter get straight. Because she feels like her daughter's young and her daughter needs help. So she assumed the role of the as grandmother to take on the motherly duties in every situation. But she ain't raining on her daughter's parade. She's helping her daughter.
Because
Right?
it's more about helping her than hurting her. Instead of talking about
Exactly.
her and all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
She ain't saying I got mine, you gotta get yours.
Mm-hmm.
I had you then, so I'm done. You do your own thing now. And none of that. And every time you look up, she's got that little boy is so precious. He's had some health challenges, and grandmama has been there every step of the way for every surgery, for when the little baby had COVID, for everything. And she's assumed it. You know why? Because Don represents everything that's good in the village. And
Mm.
that's what I want to find. I want to find some people
Yeah.
now who represent the things that are good in the village, right? Because whether we know it or not, the village is here to stay.
Yes, sir.
We live in community now. Our community don't look like what it used to look like. Our community has changed a whole lot. Even God shut the doors of the church for a little
Yep.
while anyway. So he's saying, so y'all was talking about churches for so long, like the church was the problem, or the church had the solution. But God shut the doors of the church. So that wasn't it, right? It's
Now,
you, it's me, it's our community, but we're not assuming our role in the community. Let's see what Kamira said. Kamira said, the older me learned a lot about parenting that I wish the younger me would have understood. That's good.
Can I
That's
say
very
something to
I,
Kamira?
sure.
Kamira, can I make a suggestion to you? Let your
Hmm.
children know those things, even though you're grown and they're grown now. I guess they're
Okay.
grown. Talk
Okay.
to your children and say, you know what? I remember so and so and so, replay the incident. As a good parent, I should have said, or as a wiser parent, I should have said, whatever, however, it won't bust your bubble. Let them know the mistakes you made so that they don't continue thinking how it happened was the right way. We have got to voice what we now learn and realize is wrong to our children. We have got to voice apology. Say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't do it that way. I didn't give you this opportunity to say. We've got to say these things because it says to our children that we were wrong. And we can be wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
They need to know that we're wrong so that they don't make the same mistake. Or if
Yep.
they do make them, it's an educated mistake. So now you definitely have to live with the consequences.
Okay.
also,
Camille responded. Hold on one second, Ashley. You up next. Camille, she said, I do and I have, and I try to reach out to my siblings so they understand as well. Go ahead, Ashley.
Great,
I
great,
was just
great, great.
gonna say, somebody had made a statement about something that made me think about how think you were talking about the grandparents, but someone helped, and I'm not gonna say specifically for me, but my mom does help. Someone helped you when you didn't have all of the answers to being a parent. So
Yes.
why is it that when it's time for you to help or assist someone who doesn't have all of the answers? Because parenting definitely does not come with a manual. We all know that. We all have children. It is definitely OJT. So if you had to, why
Hmm.
not keep somebody else from making the same? My sister is 20. I'm 35. My sister's 27. She just had my niece is 2. I tell her some of the things that I went through as a parent. I didn't have older sisters, but I had aunts and I had my mother and all of. So I don't want her to make any of the mistakes that I made because I didn't know. So why
Hmm.
not give that information out to people and stop acting like we had all of the answers and we've just been great parents all of our lives. We've made
Right.
some mistakes. We didn't get it right all the time. We
Let,
had to bump our head 2 or 3 times before we could get it right as a parent. So those are some of the things that I wish people, especially some of them, and I know some people make it harder because the village can't say anything. But I'm going to say for the younger people, we need to be more receptive, and the older people need to bring back the tutelage. We need it, and it would help. So,
Absolutely. And
well,
can I say this?
sure.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
I
you go
know
right
I'm
ahead.
talking more than I ever have,
Well, you would
but this
listen.
is my
Well, I'm
passion.
I'm I'm gonna say this then. I wouldn't have you on the panel if I didn't want you to talk
I don't usually talk this
he will
much. It's a
mute
good
us.
topic.
quickly.
Huh. What was I gonna? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead. I'll come back to it.
Okay, this is my thing because ask you asked you talk. What you're saying is the way things should be, right? There's a way things are, and then there's a way that things that should be, right? And
Yeah.
and 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 I tell people all the time that, hey, what's up, Valencia? Good to see you, my friend. I tell people all the time, a lot of what we as African Americans go through in our community and in this society are direct effects of culture clashes,
Yes.
because culturally in our DNA, where we came from, right, from Eastern culture, because Africa's like far east, right? In Eastern culture, they still have communal cultures. The elders ran the households, right? I
Right.
mean, listen to Sue Ann. Sue Ann is from, yeah, she's talking about her 90-year-old grandmama. She's from Jamaica, right? They have communal cultures, right? She still takes care of her mother and her father and all these different, because they do those type of things. Y'all can't wait to get out the house. Y'all can't wait to get on your own, because as we move from the Eastern culture to the egalitarian culture, now we start to acquiesce to the things of the Western world, right? Because the Western world says, have a husband. It used to be have a husband, a wife, 2.5 kids, and a dog, a house with a picket fence, mind your own business, don't have family reunions, do your own thing. Everybody walk, all those types of things, right? And that's directly opposite of the way we were culturally created. And so now that we're in this society, and we've been programmed like we have because we have. Now we tell folks stay out of our business. That I don't want your help. And what's they word? That's my damn baby. That's my baby. You know what I'm saying? But if it's your baby, raise them.
I am 35. My mother is 52. I have never. My daughter's 15. I've never told my mama or my aunts or any of them that that's my baby, because at some point in time I'm gonna need a little. I might need a little help. You may see something, and if you feel like you want to correct or assist, you may feel like, well, you know what? She said that's her baby. I'm not gonna say anything about it. So I've never told my mother that. Somebody said something in the comments about grandparents being older. Oh, yeah, about grandparents still living their lives. My mom is one who still lived her life up, and she's still living her life. But when my stepdad was living, they went out and did things. It was never my mom's. I never looked at it as being my mom's responsibility for keeping my child or assisting, but she did.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciated her for that. Now, we don't need to have the mindset that it's a grandparent's responsibility to. It does help.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lady K.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Lady
want
K.
to say this
Thank
to
you,
her.
Ashley.
She said, "What about the parents who were still trying to live their lives and didn't care to be a helper and raising their friends?" And I'm coming right off of you, Ash. It's not their responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
but what it is their responsibility to do is pass information on to you so you can raise your kids.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
Ashley just said, about her age and her mom's age and her daughter's age. My mother, not my grandmother, my mother is 93. I'm 56. My oldest daughter is 39. My youngest daughter is 28. So half of my oldest and youngest children are girls. I cannot tell you the time, especially before COVID, that one of my kids would say something to me or ask me about something. And what would I do? Run to my now 93-year-old mother.
Really?
Why? Because I had not been 40, 50, 54 before, but my mother had. When things started
Mm.
happening with my body, I started going through. See, what we want sometimes, I said that to say this. What we want sometimes, we don't want just the help. And I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying what do we want? We don't want just the help as far as informing us and teaching us how to raise our children. We want the help as in do it for us. That's not
Let me
how it's
drop these
supposed to
kids
be.
off to you and you raise them.
Absolutely. Or just all my kids and I, we got to assume the responsibility. Always pay attention to your parents. Always. Good, the bad, the ugly. Pay attention. You always are learning either what to do or what not to do. Either way, you become a stronger and a better mother or father if you pay attention. So I know it's hard because once we have children, we didn't realize, oh my goodness, it takes all of this. It takes this
Ooh.
to be a parent. It takes this to be a mother. Yes, it does. And the sooner we get that in our head, the sooner we realize we have got, GOT, we have got to put our lives on the back burner. We've got to do it. We've got
Hey
to
y'all,
do it.
hey y'all, listen. Share this thread because some people need to hear this conversation. This really wasn't the direction I was hoping to go tonight, but it seems
Okay.
that because no, I'm y'all good because I'm getting text right now. Somebody just texted me and said can't do this one tonight. This one touches home, and I had to do a lot of counseling behind some of these issues. So,
Please stay
uh,
with us.
they
Please
said please.
stay.
Somebody said please stay with it. I think they're already gone, but hopefully
Okay.
they'll come back. I'm trying to tell. So if you see me looking at my phone, I'm actually ministering to people right here. I'm
That's
trying
all
to I'm
right.
trying to help
Do it.
people. So
But
Yeah.
but again, James, it goes back to the question that you asked earlier. What was the reason why I sent you or other people send you different things? It's because of these things, because sometimes we don't get a chance to talk it out or even feel like other people, we know in our mind that people may be going through, but when it actually comes out like, dag, somebody else, I'm witnessing somebody else say that they've gone through this or touching on that subject. So it's good. Hopefully that person does stay on to
Yeah.
get more healing, even though you've gone through the counseling
yeah.
for it.
Yeah, y'all. So y'all share this thread. Y'all share, and if y'all have any questions in the chat, or if it's something that you don't want to bring out in the forefront, go in Lady K's inbox, go in
Right.
Ashley's
Anytime.
inbox, go in. I'm talking about right now. Go in my inbox, share it with me right now, and I'll share it anonymously for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll share the scenario for you because my goal in these conversations is healing. My goal is helping you. I don't have to beat you up to help. You know what I mean? Sometimes some people want to beat you up, give you the black eye, then put a band-aid on it. I don't want to do that. I don't
Mhm.
want to do that, because life has already kicked your butt enough, right? I mean, and one thing about it is that I've been through a lot as a young man. James Kirkland has been through a whole lot, and everything I've been through, I've survived so far, right? And I know it wasn't me, I know it was the enabling power of God that has gotten me through it, and it allows me to be able to share. Sue Ann will tell you. I mean, anybody I have because we work at different dealerships and whatnot, and I have a natural knack from being able to talk to people one on one and help them through a lot of their personal scenarios, right? And that's what I want to do. I didn't come up with that name called the mind massager. Nick just showed up, Ashley. I didn't come up with that name called the mind massager. Somebody else gave me that name, right? Because of interactions that we've had, and I've helped them get through certain scenarios and situations and things like that. So when we have these kind of conversations, the end result for me is healing. That's the end result is healing. So because I mean I've had some issues in my life, dealing with parents and all those types of things, that I had to get over. It's some things that I'm still working on. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
I'm still working on, because I'm trying to understand why I was treated certain ways growing up and all those types of things.
Mm.
So let me go and grab Nick. I guess when I see his picture or whatever, I'll grab him. But maybe is he going to be just a voice? Yeah, Nick. Nicholas Sanders is going to join us tonight. You there, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right, cool. So you can, I don't know if you've been listening, but you can join in, just kind of blend into the conversation. But yeah. So we gotta really. I mean, this is a problem. This is a whole problem because we got a lot of, I know men are absent, but we got a lot of toxic mothers that are raising children, and they're raising them to be angry, and they're
Right.
raising them, and they're I mean, that little boy, she said, that little boy said, "Ma, you ain't gonna never have to worry about a man, because I'm not gonna treat you how I was taught. I'm gonna treat you better." And that's some fraganaco bull.
Right.
Nick,
That's
you
my
saw that.
word.
You saw that. Nick, you saw that earlier today, right? That post earlier, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Now we all know that was not like he could barely even pump gas. So
Really
so how
could see that.
so how is his vernacular able to say all of that at that young age?
Hmm. It was a lie. That's what it was.
All of it. She typed it. She thought it. She posted it, and she told him to stand right there and hold the gas pump while she framed the picture.
And what was wrong with the holding a gas pump, though, Nick? As a
No.
man, and no, no,
Nothing.
no, 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 no. Listen to my question. As a man looking at that scenario to see, would you have your 2-year-old pumping gas?
No, not two.
That boy
Five,
was 2.
5 or 6. You gotta start
That boy was
working.
about his nose was damn near in the pump, man.
Right. He assuming fumes and some other stuff.
I mean, if DFAX was passing by, DFAX should have just went ahead and called whatever county they was in and said, "Pick her up and let me go on and grab her this baby right now." Yeah,
Right.
you're right, Althea Cooper. She needs guidance because she was doing it for the gram. And Don Taylor said something right there. She's raising him to be her husband
Mm-hmm.
and not her son.
Mm-hmm.
And what
I
happened? Go ahead.
go ahead.
All right. I was gonna ask what happens in times like these when mothers have raised their sons in this fashion, and then all of a sudden she does mess around and get a boyfriend. And this little joker's 15, 16 years old, 14, 15 years old, and she's raised him to be her hub son. And now, when another man comes in the house that's a real man, he's gonna try to buck and say he's the man of the house. Am I lying?
No, that's what she raised him to be.
Hmm.
Be the man. I can say that I feel like it could kind of go both ways though, James. And what I mean by going both ways, it may not actually go to the extreme to where he puts himself in a situation where he wants to challenge a man. And when I say a real man, someone who is actually of age.
Mm-hmm.
But based upon what you just said, yeah, I could see him wanting to buck up and get his little self hurt behind trying to challenge a man.
And making her have to choose
Have to choose, yeah, yeah,
between her son and a
and a
man. And
man.
guess what? She's supposed to choose her son. She's supposed to choose her son, but it shouldn't have never came to having to make a choice. It should never have come to having. That's why now, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, and I probably as brown as I am, I doubt if I'll ever turn blue. But I am so appreciative to my ex-wife. I would tell her she changed her name. I would tell her every day that I see her how appreciative I am that she didn't leave me sooner, that she gave me the opportunity to raise my son. Because I was in his life, in the house, and I still am, don't get me wrong, but I was in the house until he was over 18, 19 years old, right? So she stayed as long as she could. And I think there was a part of her, and I know most people don't do this, but I think there was a part of her that I think there was almost a part of her that sacrificed a part of herself to make sure that her children were okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I'm gonna put my happiness on hold for a moment,
Right. Right.
to make sure that our family is intact. Because if our family's intact, then we can go on and now, like I said, got one didn't finish master's degree, got one second year of college at a UGA, got a third one that finished high school 6 months early, right? And the other day, that baby that messed around and got an award named after her at her school.
I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah, and somebody gonna
I
tell
think I saw that too, James.
somebody gonna
Yeah.
tell us, man, y'all did a good job, man. Ain't nothing we did for that. That's her. And neither one of us got an award named after us. You know what I'm saying? So that
Right.
some
Right.
stuff she's that ain't just that's a mom, nothing. So I feel it. I mean, so some things we do is some things they learn by default. So Nick,
Right.
have you ever dated a woman that had a son and you had a problem with the son?
No,
Good.
kids like me for some odd reason.
What's the oldest woman you dated? What's the oldest son she might have had?
None of them had older, like they all been
Okay, okay,
kids.
okay,
Yeah.
got you. So, and I think that usually takes well, according to this woman on the meme that is how you say it, meme. What's the word?
Mean.
Mean.
Okay, okay. How according to the woman with the meme, I guess that little boy be about 11 years old, telling the man he can't. He probably 9 and a half, telling the man that he can or can't come in the house. I guess.
Do you remember, James, that little boy that was walking around with the Sprite bottle in his hand with his pants sagging down and his shirt off, talking about, I'm grown, I'm a
Yeah, I
man.
do. They called him.
That's
Yeah,
that's kind of what I thought about when the woman was like, he gonna be my man. You ain't gonna have to work for. That's how I saw him, like running around there
Wow.
thinking that he the man of the house at 5, pounding on his chest, thinking he can whoop everybody. That's
that
kind
little
of
boy.
what I thought.
That little boy ain't got no clue. His mama then put him out here and made
He
him
gonna he
viral.
gonna get whooped.
But
He
that
need a
part,
I
whooping.
mean,
No, he
but
don't.
she
He
needs to
don't.
tell him that. She's got to say to him that I was wrong, or not him, is in that 2 year old.
right,
But
right.
let me rephrase that. We've got to say to our sons, I trained you this way, but now I realize it was not the proper way to train. I was wrong. So
So let me ask
now
you.
it says to her, go ahead.
No, you making a point. My question just popped in my head. And I don't want to forget it, but go ahead. I got it. I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
y'all.
because then it says to our sons, when I act in this way, I am now misbehaving because my mother has now told me, even though I'm adult, that what she taught me was wrong, and it forces them to reconcile. So what is right? But
I,
unless we say something, they don't know that it was wrong. So I'm the most important and the most influential person in my children's life. So now they'll say, I hear you, Lady K, talking, but my mama said. My
Mm.
mama taught me. So who are you?
I got a
That's
question.
why. Okay.
I got a question. This is for y'all on the panel and for everybody in the chat. I got a question. And this I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, so I want y'all to hear this question that I'm
Hey,
about to ask y'all. Okay. So, with society being like it is, and you have so many single parents or non-married parents raising children, does that prohibit us raising children to be husbands and wives?
No.
no.
Why we ain't
No.
getting married then?
No.
Because the
Well,
statistics, y'all answering that question fast, Lady K. Now you can't talk. You were married for 30 years, so your children you excluded from this conversation right now. So
okay.
you've already lived. Now think about it. You indirectly and subliminally you've already raised your children, and they saw their parents married their whole lives. So that's a
Right.
subliminal teaching right there. Y'all got to understand. Y'all you
Yeah.
do you do your direct teaching, but you also subliminally do your indirect teaching. Okay? Because they model and mirror your
Right. You're right.
characteristics and your behavior patterns. So if they've never seen marriage on a consistent basis and you're not raising them to be that way, because y'all answered that fast. I'm a little disappointed in y'all raising that answering that fast. Y'all usually at least
Yeah.
will at
Yeah.
least take a deep breath when I say I'm going to ask a question. I mean, I think about it for a minute. But because Josh said yes, absolutely. If you are raised, because it's sending subliminal signs, and I'm not saying it's right or
Right.
wrong. You shouldn't get married, none of that kind, or you should be married. I'm not saying any of that kind of stuff.
Well, mama
But
believe you
who
could.
I'm gonna put myself on solo
But
because
but check
y'all
Oh,
kicking it in the
check this out though.
sorry. This is my
Hold on.
y'all
first
kicking it in the
But on the
background.
flip
Y'all know we
side,
on live
time.
TV.
I used
James.
to be on.
Uh,
But
go
James,
ahead.
on the flip side of
I'm
that,
so
you
good.
saying
How
that
you
you
good?
saying that they may not see it.
Ah,
On the
okay.
flip side of
I
it,
love you.
then they're gonna see what they
Mute
do.
Lady K.
So if they see their mom or dad single all their life and living single, then that's something that they know that they're not gonna want. So that's gonna make them want to experience that or get married. I mean,
That sounds good.
it's always two sides of every coin. Everything might not
That
work for
sounds good.
everybody.
Hey,
But I'm just
if that
saying,
was true, I don't think the statistics would be going the other way, bro. The statistics saying that women do not want to get married now. They're saying that women are getting divorced at a more rapid rate than they're getting married. And you hear women all the day, and I ain't gonna say black women, I'm not gonna do it, but they're saying that we don't want to get married. Go ahead, Ashley, because you had your hand up
So,
first.
let me make sure I understood the question.
I'm having fun with this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are. So basically, did you say, can we teach our children how to, give me the question again?
Nope. I said, are we subliminally teaching them? Because it's kind of I know it sounds good to say yes, we're teaching them and we're preparing them for marriage. It sounds
Okay,
good.
so stop right there. I want to make sure yes, we are, because here's the thing, just because my marriage didn't work, it doesn't mean that what I was displaying and showing to them was any type of dysfunction. They may not have known what happened or what was going on. That's number one. Number two, I can also teach them if it was something that I was doing, because I can only teach from my side of what not to do. We can still teach our children. I mean, that would be like everything else that goes on in life. Just because I experienced it and it didn't work for me, I can also give what not to do. It's the same thing with parenting. I just said I teach my sister what I did wrong, or right or wrong, so that she will or won't make those same mistakes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like we can still teach them.
No. You missed the question. I mean, a good answer
Okay.
though. That was a real good answer. I like it. I didn't say can we teach them. I said are we teaching them? And I'm not saying you
Is that not
specifically
the
because no, it's
okay?
not. No, because you said a person can, even though a person has been through a divorce, they can still doing it. I know they can. I know the
Hmm.
ability is there. But I'm
Hmm.
saying, looking at the fruit
Okay.
of the labor of what we've done, are we doing it? Because the effects show otherwise. Hold on, I see you, Lady K. Althea
Yes.
Cooper said women are fearful of being taken advantage of today. I agree. What you gonna say, Lady K? Go ahead.
Okay, to remind me to get that point in just a minute. I said a whole lot. Now my baby, as I said a minute ago, is 20, and she's the one who saw at 20 now. It's been 10 years since she saw her mom with her dad. So I said these words out of my mouth a whole lot, and they were, as a wife, you would want to do so and so. As a wife, you would do so and so. As a wife, I never referred to her life as a single woman because I don't
Mhm.
intend for her to be single.
Hmm.
So I was careful to make sure to say to her as a wife because she's not seeing her mother as a wife as long as her older siblings have. Now she saw me a wife in her formative years, which is really, really good. But there were some things in her teenage years and now I have to say to her as a wife. Now, what did that person that you just put something up here? What did they say?
That person see. Oh, hold on. She said women are afraid of being taken advantage of today.
Okay, and that is so true. But can I let me speak to my sisters for a minute? We don't have to be taken advantage of, and we don't
Mhm.
have to come out of our femininity to not be taken advantage of. No, it's still no. We may have gotten taken advantage of as a child. Somebody mishandled us, somebody violated us, somebody raped us, somebody molested us. And we couldn't do anything about that because we were a child. We're no longer a child. Come at me if you want to, because I got something for you. So I don't have to have that fear any longer because I'm just as grown as you are. So I can be open minded, I can be open hearted, I can let my love flow to you. If you are, if you've been vetted and are worthy of that, I don't have to be angry and stiff and hostile to not be taken advantage of anymore because I'm just as grown as you are. So let's stop saying, because I was taken advantage of, or I'm afraid to be taken. You're not going to take advantage of me unless I let you take advantage of me. And I'm not going to have an attitude to stop you. No, it's just, I'm done. It's just, I'm done.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. I see that. And the good thing is, I think Phil Cooper said that that she is married. Hold on. I think yeah, she's talking about her and her husband. You can tell children what to do or not to do, but they will still make their own choices. True enough. Every
Yes.
generation has children who believe they can reinvent the wheel. Absolutely. Uh, Don Taylor, I agree with that wholeheartedly. We have created a culture that it's okay to be single.
Mhm.
That's definitely a culture. Josh said something earlier, and it's very true now. He said a lot of he said some moms are now being with other females.
Mhm.
That's another paradigm that we have to face now. So you got kids. We're going to got kids going to school with with your kids going to school with kids who got two mommies.
Or
So
two
that
daddies.
or two daddies. Yeah. So that those things are definitely prevalent in our society. Uh,
Someone, whoever that was. I'm sorry, Miss. I'm
no,
sorry.
you good? I wasn't talking. You didn't cut me off. You good? Go ahead.
Miss Dawn said, uh, creating a culture, that it's okay to be single. And I say this till I'm blue in the face. That my mom has never spoke, kind of like Lady Cat, has never spoken of being an independent woman. And when I say independent woman, I don't need no man for nothing. You need a man. And I know a
You
lot of
need a
people like,
man.
I don't need no man. I need to do. You need a man. And so she has talked to us about that. We've seen her in marriage. And I say, and I'm a forever say, we never saw people going in and out. I don't know what my mama was doing. Or if she,
Right.
all I saw her was married. I saw the people. Um, and it wasn't a lot of people. And so, as far as creating this image that it's okay to be single, my mama wasn't single. She was married. And
Mhm.
so that's what we see. Me and my sister, we have a desire to have a husband because
Yeah.
we need a man.
Yeah.
And so I feel like um everybody can help in that sense. Even if we have some people that aren't didn't have successful relationships, I feel like what happens after that can still paint a great picture for it's okay to still have a husband or a wife. My 2 cents on that.
Well, that's good. That's good stuff.
Agreed.
And that's the key, though, Ashley. Hold on. Let me go exit solo. I got a lot of stuff going on in the background, so I'm having to put
Mhm.
y'all hold up. Hold on one second. But yeah, that's the key, Ashley. You know, that's why when I asked that question, you know, all questions definitely don't aren't always applicable. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because you saw marriage,
Mhm.
but what about the other 35-year-old woman that's your age that never saw marriage, right?
Right.
And she's not married, but she got 2, 3 kids and all this kind of stuff, right? And then her kids don't ever see her married, right? And then all of a sudden there's a hey, good evening, Jackie Gray. That's my cousin, y'all. Then all of a sudden now you have a pattern that has been perpetuated. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked the question, you know, because sometimes when I ask these questions, I'm not answering it. You're not just answering it for yourself. You're kind of answering it in a general sense, not a specific sense, right? Because we're looking at our society as a whole. Is our society as a whole raising our children with all of these single parents that are raising children? Are they raising them to be husbands and or wives? Because if she dealt with her son like she dealt with her son, it's going to be hard for him to move on to any other woman because he just told his mama, "You my woman." Amen, lights. Yeah, I ain't never heard y'all this quiet before.
And then, I mean, I'm trying not to talk so much, but that
I
was
wish you would
nothing
stop
to
doing that.
tell you. I,
I
that
wish
was
you would stop.
nothing for her to tell her son. She does not realize the pressure that's going to cause him problems when he become a teenager, and he's faced now with younger girls that he likes. And but I love my mama, and the guilt that he's gonna feel because he likes this girl, but that was his mom. And I've been groomed since two that mom is always first, never being taught really how to love his own woman in life. So I mean, we she's gonna feel that, but she's gonna end up with a very angry son, a very angry son at the end of the day, because
Yeah,
it's going to be hard for him to separate from her because she is the first love of his life, and that's his mom. That I mean, no. And I'm gonna tell you this another thing. This is so hurtful if or when it happens, but I saw this happen, and I'm gonna say this just to help us be aware. I have seen an adult child that did not get a good solid foundation say this to their parent. And it hurt. I hate to even say it right now. She said to her mother, but you were the adult. You were supposed to know better. That's tough. That is tough. And we have to
do it.
realize our children, as they grow, they're going to always know we were the adult, and they're going to always know we were supposed to know better. When we did or didn't,
Mhm.
they're going to know this.
Was the child right in saying that?
Yes. I mean, wait a minute, wait. Do you mean was her attitude right, or are you saying was she correct in telling her mother that information?
Correct. Not the attitude. Correct.
I do. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, she was an adult. She's a very much an adult.
Yeah.
And her mother had lied to her about so much in life, according to, I mean, including who her dad was. It was just so much. And then when it started coming out, the adult, the mother wanted to, as Ashley was saying a minute ago, wanted to blame, what she did and didn't know. And she said, but you are the adult. You were the adult. You are supposed to know that. I was like, wow. I was just sitting there, and that cut to the chase because we all are the adult for the most part when we have our children, even if it's 18,
Hmm.
and they're gonna know, and they can come back and say to us, and if we don't do something to correct it, and we don't get out in front of it and say, yes, I was the adult in some things, but I didn't know and I didn't handle this correctly, it's gonna cut, and that hurts.
So my challenge would be to every mother, every father, everyone that's raising children to look in the mirror and really because you know what, like Ashley said a few minutes ago, and I say it all the time. This whole parenting thing is OJT. It's on the job training.
Ooh,
We get it right sometimes. We get it wrong sometimes. But
yeah.
strategic planning says, and raising a child really is strategic planning. It really is, because you don't look at the now, you look at the next. You see where you want them to be. That's why when you buy insurance policy, you buy them at a young age, so that they, especially whole life, so they are mature and accumulate, right? And so it'll be worth something at the end. So at the end, you'll have, you'll get a benefit, right? If you're raising children right, you're raising them to get a benefit, not a financial benefit, but a moral benefit. Man, it ain't nothing. What's more gratifying? And actually, you haven't experienced yet, but you will. There's nothing more gratifying than watching them achieve the accomplishment of walking across that stage and getting a high school diploma. And then the next one, when they go get that, how did your parents feel when you went and when you got Nick? How your parents feel when they saw you get that college degree?
Well, I mean, I'm still working on mine, so
You
high
don't have a
school.
degree?
No,
Oh, okay,
I'm
well, high
just,
school. Okay,
I'm
my
just
bad.
smart.
My bad, bro. My bad.
I'm just
Yes, you
smart.
are. Yes, you are.
My
Very
bad.
intelligent young man.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I see. But how'd they feel when they saw you get that high school diploma?
Oh, my mom was they were happy to see that. They was happy to see that achievement. I mean, because again, a lot of us ain't got it. A
We
lot of
don't.
young black men, especially, don't have it.
Yeah.
They got
And
lost.
did they nurture you through that process through high school, and did they hold you accountable for your grades and all those kind of things?
All of that.
Yeah.
Accountability. Yeah.
Were you raised by 2-parent home or 1-parent home?
4.
Okay.
My my dad and my stepmom, my mom and my stepdad. So
Okay.
four
Okay.
four. Then
Yes.
And you
Yes.
ain't a bad fellow.
I could truly say I had a not. I could truly say I had a village.
Okay.
Like
Yes.
I had a village, and
Good.
so
Good. And it makes a difference. And
it does.
it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Listen, sis, you ain't got to do it by yourself. And if you are doing it by yourself, get some help. You got
Yes.
you got mentor programs in every city. I told you, for those that might not have heard me earlier, I issued a call today because I know a young lady who is in trouble, who needs help in Atlanta, Georgia, in the metro Atlanta area, that needs a mentor. I put out what I heard preachers call them a clarion call. I still ain't found that word yet, and I've been looking for that word clarion. I ain't never found it in scripture, but I know, I know clarion inn hotel. But
You
anyway,
couldn't pay
I
what they
issued
were taking out.
I issued a clarion call, and
Really, James?
didn't nobody even like the post. I do clarion inn. I stayed there. I get points. Comfort in point. I get choice.
You travel. You travel
I
for work.
try, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They
Yeah.
cheaper. I
Okay.
ain't gonna lie. Choice hotels a little bit cheaper, but you got to check them out because sometimes they be the wrong kind of hotel. They be up all night next door and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
don't want
I
to.
get you. I get you.
Yeah,
So we were talking
I'm
about
switching.
the
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah. Anyway, so I issued this clarion call today,
I'm a heel
and nobody responded,
Don't you
man.
get it?
Nobody. If I would have been in Little Rock, Lady K, how quick would you have responded?
As soon as I saw it. Soon
Okay,
as I
Ashley,
saw
how
it.
quick would you have responded?
I would have definitely called you.
Yeah,
And
but nobody responded. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There's a woman on the line now that I called, and she said, "Oh yeah, James, I got it. I'll handle it." You know what I'm saying?
But do you
But
not?
Yeah.
No,
go
I got,
ahead.
I got a question. But do you believe now that the way society, or we'll say our culture is, that a lot of us, or some of the generation that's coming up now, do not believe in that, does not believe in that village, does not believe in having a village?
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah. And I
So
talked about. Go ahead.
so it's like it's like to where we grew up, we had a village,
Of course.
so but now generation, oh, better not nobody touch my child, say nothing to my child, do this to my child. But you're not getting through to your child, and your child is crying out for help, but you don't know how to help them, but you don't want to let nobody else in to help you help with your child.
Right.
Like
Right.
I help mentor with the Kappa League here in Little Rock. They, even after they graduate, they still call me. It's things that these young men call and talk to me about that they wouldn't dare call and talk to their parents about. So but their parents has been accepted me as their mentor, or made me a part of their village. You also have to look at, people are not accept because of this crazy world. And I understand that you can't let everybody in, but sometimes, you know, we still need
Gotta let somebody
that
in.
solid, right? We still need that solid
Yeah.
village.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that is a problem. But the good thing about it is people like the Kappa League, people like big brothers and sisters, and all these kind of stuff, all those types of things, right? Because those organizations do vet their people, right? Like you, to be a part of Kappa League, I'm sure you were vetted. You know what I'm saying? To be a part of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, you got to get vetted. They're gonna check and make sure you're not on the sex registry, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know. So reach out to those organizations. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to reach out to nobody at church, because if the church ain't vetting them, then I ain't putting my kids around nobody that ain't been vetted. You know
It's
what
some
I mean?
of
I
the
get it.
biggest crooks in the dang on church.
Huh?
That's another story.
Don't you start that. Don't you start. I rebuke that spirit. Hold on, let me mute you real fast.
Now
Hold
we
on.
telling the truth.
Oh, you muted. That's good, Shane. We ain't talking about no church on my show. No church. Ain't nobody talking about. But I know we are. You know what? I don't like
It's
stating
not
the
about
obvious.
talking about the
Okay,
church.
hold on. I muted again. But I don't want to stay. Suffer.
Right,
We
you
already know. Hold on. We got to do it again. We don't. What's understood don't have to be explained. And since we understand that, we're not gonna sit there. I'm gonna do it again. We're not gonna sit back here and talk about that. And plus, the church is an inanimate object. Why are we talking about somebody that can't talk back? All right, good. Anyway, next subject. I'm unmute you now. I want to do it. I don't want you to do it. Boom. There we go. Now you're gonna mute yourself back. All right,
Touchy,
cool.
you want to
touchy,
meet not
Yeah.
the
touchy,
whole time I was
touchy.
unmute my.
I know. I muted you again. Let me go do it one more time. All right, so y'all, I had to keep muting Ashley right quick. I'm done
But
now.
it wasn't
But
talking about the
I
church.
know.
What
I
I'm
know.
saying is when people go to the church, there are some people that are in the church that aren't as trustworthy.
Yeah.
That I
Yeah.
was. I'm not gonna dare talk about
Oh,
no
yeah.
church
It's
family.
it's untrustworthy people everywhere though.
Everywhere. Right.
The
Right.
good thing is that my point is go places where they vet them is all I'm
Right.
saying. Vet your volunteers. That's all I'm saying. If you are a single female, please get a male in his life some kind of way. There are older gentlemen that are empty nesters that looking for. I'm right now. I got to start going. My son ain't playing baseball right now, so I'm having a fit not being able to watch baseball. I've been watching baseball since he was 4 years old. So it means a lot to go watch my daughter play softball on a couple of weekends, you know, but they only play a few tournaments. So I miss it. So at a certain point, I'm going to avail myself as a mentor. I mean, if a person come to me and need help, I'm going to make myself available. I got time, right? And so that's part of our paying it forward, paying back, all those types of things. And we as a village, like Nick just said, is a village still here? No, I mean, it's not. I take it back. The village is here, but the chalk marks have been grayed. You know how you step in the batter's box and you kick out the doggone chalk line so you can get deep in the box. People have kicked that chalk line away, and it's there. We know it's there, but we don't take advantage of it because we don't operate in the confinements of the village anymore. And there are several reasons why. There was so much going on in the village that was not addressed. Don Taylor and I were talking about it today. How many rapists did you protect in your family?
Mm.
How many people touch little girls in your family and nobody ever said nothing to them? You know, I mean, and those were behavior patterns that I'm gonna throw another one. How many nasty aunties that we had that touched little boys?
Mm-hmm.
And had little boys doing stuff that didn't have no business doing. They didn't have no business doing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
over hypersexualizing them at 13, 12 years old. And you wonder why they run around trying to take the pants down, doing all this kind of stuff, right? Because nobody addressed those issues. And those were things that were taking place in the village. And we were not fixing and handling those things to repair the village. Go ahead, Lady K. I like
I
when her
just want
hand
to
going
say
to chin.
this.
That means she's ready to say something. Go ahead.
I want to say this. Leviticus talks a whole lot to us about fornication and adultery. We need to go back and read that because it's specific. Just like you're calling out now the aunties, the nasty uncles, people that are your daddy's, wives, sister. We need to go back and read those things because we have too much on, you and I having sex, or Nick and I having sex, or somebody having sex because they love each other. But we do not talk about how
Impure.
important it is, the things that God talked about were
Mhm.
fornication and were adultery. So we got it now. It's just random. People do it like that's their woman or that's their dude. So we need to go back. This is a perfect time. See, I ain't just nasty, y'all. I know the Bible.
Well, but
We,
Lady K, But
You
lady
better
K,
know the
no,
Bible.
but you are nasty. You are
Right.
nasty. She said, you know, I know. And Nick, notice what she said. She said, "I ain't just nasty."
I ain't you gotta be well. You gotta be well
You
rounded.
gotta be well rounded.
Thank you.
I mean, because
Thank you.
really,
I hear a
Lady and
little.
the
I
freak
hear a
and
little.
the freak
Oh
and the
Lord,
freak.
just a little bit. Let me hear a little bit. Oh Lord, I'm just.
yeah. Because when you really think about it, when you
Ooh,
love
I'm sorry, my
somebody,
bad. Jesus, she said I ain't just nasty.
Oh,
But no,
see,
this.
James, you should have
but when
let
you
that
think
go
about it,
right over your head.
but when
Well,
you think
I'm
about it,
sitting in
when
my
you
chair.
get,
I'm counting down low. I'm low. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sitting in my chair.
but
But
when you
listen,
think about it, oh,
go ahead.
when you think about it, like Lady Cat said, when you get into Leviticus breaks down a whole lot of stuff that
Woo! Yes,
or that we
sir.
should be doing, or that we not doing, that will really shake up some stuff nowadays. But people don't want
The
to see
whole
that.
Bible will probably shake up some folks these days. They ain't even looking at that. It's collecting
Hey,
dust.
basic instructions for
Before leaving
everyday
Earth.
life before leaving
Before
Earth.
leaving Earth. I got you. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But hey, but this is the thing. Normals have a way of becoming new,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because anything you do 21 days pretty much becomes a new habit, right? It becomes a habit. If you start doing it, then your normal becomes new. So we've picked up these new lifestyles, and immorality and has really become new. The new lifestyle, right? So that's right now. Everybody said there was a. You remember in the Bible they were talked about. Well, they don't talk about the Bible, but when you study theology, you learn. No, I'm gonna say this. Paul talked to the Epicureans. I mean, yeah, I got a little degree over here, a couple of degrees over here.
Oh,
But this, yeah, I got a couple of them. I finished.
Jesus.
And one of them is in the Bible. But they talked about the Epicureans, during the Bible days, and the Epicureans said, "Let's eat, drink, and be merry, because tomorrow we're gonna die anyway."
Mm.
And so we live in a society now that are very very epicurious in its attitude, because they operate with the mentality that I'll do what I want to do. I'll live how I want to live. I don't care how it affects everybody else. As long as I'm taking care of me, myself, and I, the rest don't really matter, right? And you even have those that treat their children that kind of way. Like I told you, this toxic mama that I told you about, that the little girl needs a mentor, her mama. She told me of an instance where her mama kicked her 7-year-old sister with her foot. Kicked her. When she kicked her, the little girl hit her head on the wall. She need to be locked up.
Did you say this one was handicapped?
Yeah. She got
Right.
she is. I did say that. Multiple sclerosis. Which means she could lady care. You wrong for laughing.
And she
Now
kicking.
listen, this
She
woman
kicked,
here doing a whole lot to be ill, and she better, to me,
but
her children still respect her as mother because they have not put their hands on her.
yeah. Yeah. But that's the society that we live in. And that's the point. If the mama's doing it just every now and then, if I hear about one instance, how many instances did not hear about? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, sometimes I think we terrorize, some of these mamas and parents terrorize their children in their own home. Althea said nobody should ever cuss at their children. I mean, I remember if I would ever get angry and say something, and I might say a little shit or a little DAMN or something like that, my daughter said, "Why are you cussing?"
That's a mindset.
And it would shake my soul. It would make me forget about everything else that I was whatever arguing about or fussing about or whatever, And I got to a point as I got older. I mean, now when I get mad, I get quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit. That's why I don't argue with women. I mean, that's something I just don't do. If the argument starts, I'm telling you right now, I'm done.
I'm shutting
You can
down.
keep, yeah,
I'm
you
shutting
keep on talking as
down.
much as you want to talk, but if you holler at me, we have changed the whole dynamic of the conversation. I had a young man come over, Nick. I had a little young dude come over here yesterday. He's about 35, and he come over here complaining about his girlfriend and what they going through, but they got a brand new baby and all this kind of stuff. And I said, and he talking about how they hollering. I said, oh, that's the first mistake. You don't holler in your house. Peace is only allowed here. So I said, this is how you talk to her. You go home and you bring your voice down. You say, hold on, let me talk to you. Let me explain something to you. Now, we can have effective communication. I want effective communication, but we're not going to holler. And if we find ourselves about to holler, what we need to do is take a 5-minute break, sit back down, and try it again. But ain't nobody listening to nobody. Because guess what? If I holler, then you're going to try to match my holler. And then if you get a little bit higher than me, then I'm going to try to get a little bit higher than you. And then eventually it's going to escalate and somebody's going to be wanting to put hands on somebody. And Nick, I don't know about you, but I don't argue with nobody that I can't fight. And I ain't fighting no woman.
I don't do my thing is I don't do no arguing, period. I shut down. I just, you know what, you got it. You can have it.
You win.
You win.
And I don't want who wants their dude to be in that place, because you know if that place when he stops, you know there's a million things running through his mind that you now do not know.
Also, one thing going on to my mind, forget you. That's the only thing I'm thinking at that particular moment. I ain't thinking nothing else. I'm done on this conversation. You're not. Listen, you're not.
It turns to that one.
Listen, you're
and the
not
situation is still there.
You're not going to holler at me. I'm a grown man. I'll be in July, on July 6th, if the Lord allows me to see it, I will be 50 years old. You're not going to holler at me. I was married for 20 years. My ex never hollered at me. We were talking about the other day. We've had maybe 3 arguments in our lifetime when we were married 20 years. Some of y'all argued 3 times in a week. Some of y'all argued 3 times in a day. So why?
Okay.
It ain't that serious. I asked the question one time, is it more important to get the point across or to keep the peace? And I had some people saying, well, I want to get my point across. Well, if you're smart, you can do both.
All right. Some people just want to win the argument.
Some people just want to win the argument. Sometimes if you're smart, you can keep the peace and get your point across. It's all in how you say what you want to say. And Ashley, we've had this conversation before. My thing is this right here. When you keep on pushing the argument, how are you in a position where you can de-escalate if things escalate? Because I know you can go get your gun. I know you can stab him. I know you can do all this kind of stuff. But if you hollered at him this much and things escalate,
I'm like you, Lady K. Like
what?
Lady K, it happens. It happens. Trust me, it happens.
I know it does.
Yeah. But if it escalates, can you de-escalate? That's the question.
Hey James, I often say that when I laugh and joke with my homeboys, and I often say this: I don't do no arguing unless it ends in sex. If we can't come to a relationship, I don't do no arguing.
I'm gonna spit on my computer. Don't do me like that.
But here we go.
Hey,
Nick, when I know you upset, why we can't have the sex and then if we still need to discuss it afterwards, fine. But who cares then?
Who cares about
That's from somebody Lady K. But that's somebody who's been married for 30, who was married for 30 years.
Lady K, can you suck the anger out?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you suck the anger out?
Yes.
We both gonna lay there.
Thank you.
We both gonna lay there and be like, you know what? This is
it. Ain't even. Don't even worry about it.
You know,
right.
I'm sorry, I had to shut y'all up for a minute. I apologize. When you said suck the angel out, I had to go ahead and just mute you for a half.
I said the anger.
I know what you said. I know exactly what you said. That's why I hit that music on you right quick. I had to go ahead. I needed a drink, and I ain't drinking.
You ain't what?
This is Gatorade. This is Gatorade right here. So,
Jesus! I was just trying to see.
But no, Lady K. That's the art of fighting fair. That's the art of fighting fair. They're saying, because the point is, the key is to get the point across. It don't mean I got to get, let me give y'all this one for free. You can get the point across, but it don't mean you have to get the point across now.
Right now.
You can wait 10 minutes and get the point across. True. You can wait 15 minutes, you can get the point across.
We'll be done.
An hour?
Yeah, you can wait an hour and get the point across.
Okay.
If they long-winded. My attention span ain't that long. But my
we'll be done
in
10 minutes.
That's not the span I'm talking about.
Ashley, I like you high five. Ashley, give me a high five right quick. I like that 10-minute call right there. I got to ask, man.
You know, when you're in the passion in the moment, and you know.
10 minutes, I'm good, Jack.
me? What about me?
We both here for a
Lady
good
K,
time.
Lady
I
K.
love
No.
If it's some anger and
What's her
stuff
name,
going on,
Rose?
then you gonna
What's her
have a
name,
good one,
Rose?
baby, and then he gonna get healed. So you good.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you straight, but
You gonna be straight.
You
can you
gonna
get
be
it in 10
good.
minutes? I'm sorry. But anyway, the point is,
The,
we ain't got to get the point across
the
now.
point
That's
is, we ain't finna do all this arguing back and forth, all this yelling and screaming. We ain't finna do all that.
yeah,
But I'm
that's the
like,
point.
but seriously, I'm like you, James. When we get, I just shut.
Yeah, it's over. And sisters, y'all need to hear that. And really, that was supposed to be the gist of the conversation tonight. We were going to talk about can we talk and how to figure out how to get more effective communication between men and women, and that will be our subject on next Monday night. Okay. But I appreciate y'all for real. We're gonna start winding it down now because we've had a good conversation talking about I don't know what we ended up talking about. That's what we ended up talking about the little boy. But
The little boy.
toxic mamas. We kind of talked about toxic motherhood.
And I do
Right?
have one thing before you go into closing the sermon out, Bishop.
Yes.
There's a person that I know that's really close to me that had this husband son type relationship. He's now deceased, but whenever he had any type of relationship, she always felt like she was number one, and the other people were second to him. Even when he got a wife, it was a competition thing between. It was almost like he was having to choose between his wife, but he was still putting his mother in her place. On, this is my wife. You're gonna have to respect her. Da da da. But it was so strong to the point when he passed away, she even said, "Y'all know I'm a widow now."
Who said it?
The lady,
Not the
the one,
mama.
the mom said, I'm a widow now. We looking like, widow. This was your son.
Because her
And
son
so,
died. She said, "Wow."
yes. And so this was when I say true example of someone who depended heavily. She's never been married. He was her only child. And he took great care of his mother, but she leaned and depended on him as though he was her man.
Wow.
He didn't act that way. He still was doing like a regular person, but she was like, this, you second, I'm first. So I said that to say, to me, that was a very dangerous type situation, even to the point where it got, whenever he passed and she made the statement about being a widow, that's when it resonated to me that she really thought that this was her man in a sense, even though the signs were there. So I said that to say, hopefully we don't have people that are that dangerously in love with their children or their child to the point that they think that this is my man and everybody else. I'm going to be first in his life and everybody else. And we know moms, and I don't want people, people take everything so literal when they say, well, his mama is this. And when a man gets a wife, everybody else go on the
Supposed to
background.
clean.
Yeah. Leave and cleave. So a lot of people don't get that. They still think that their sons are supposed to be their everything and everybody else should fall by the wayside. So I want to share that story. I was gonna call you and tell you about it earlier, but I was like, I'll just share it on the show. On how I personally witnessed that. And like I said, very close to me, this person. And I just kind of really feel sorry for her.
Wow. And the sad part is you that's more common than we probably give it credit for.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's definitely not just a one-time event or anything of that sort. So that's and so saying that is good because there might be somebody that hears it and might check themselves.
That's
Okay,
what
so
Althea was saying. That's what she was referring to earlier. It becomes a serious issue once the son leaves and finds a wife.
Absolutely. And the Bible says what? The Bible says what? For this cause would a man leave his mother and father's house? Well, if father ain't there, he still need to leave his mama's house.
Leave.
And you are preparing him to leave. You're preparing you
Right.
prepare your children to leave. Listen, you prepare your children to leave. They're not going to live with you for the rest of their life. And if they do, y'all a dysfunctional family. You should be looking to find yourself.
Right.
You should be looking to find yourself. Go take some swimming lessons. Go join a club.
I know.
I mean, go. I mean, my 70 my 70-plus-year-old stepmother, she goes line dancing and stuff on, a few times a week, whatever. Find a hobby. Go do something, but let your children be children, but do your job until they leave. And your
That's it.
job is to make sure they become productive citizens. Listen, I thank y'all again, like I said, for listening tonight. We're going to be back tomorrow night. Like I said, my Tuesday night show is about to shift. It's going to be a little more spiritual. So y'all, we won't be talking about some of the things that we talk about on this show,
We know how to
and
be.
that's okay. We mix it. We mix it up. We're versatile. We're versatile. We're gonna keep being versatile. But tomorrow night, I'm looking forward because I'm going to have Miss Sean Dennis on the show. Y'all see that? Can y'all see that?
Sean who?
Sean Strickland. Her name is Sean Dennis Strickland is her
Okay.
name. But can y'all see it?
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna be on with me tomorrow night. So y'all need to be if y'all are available, come in and listen. She is excellent. She's excellent. She has a very large following, and I'm looking forward to her coming in and helping to encourage our community. So tomorrow night she will be on the show. Same bat time, same bat channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Don, you so stupid. Don said not if she's still preparing his lunch at age 50. And you got some women who are preparing their son's lunch at age
Ooh, child.
50, age 50. So
Preparing. I hope that's
Help
her
the husband.
husband. I hope that's
no,
her
she said
husband.
no. That's something. But listen, if you want to show some support for this platform, you can do so at Cash App $ the intellectual stew. We got several things that we're trying to do to expand this platform even more. If you don't have your T-shirt yet, get any type of merchandise. Ashley is wearing her T-shirt tonight. Ashley, you got about 3 or 4 of them now, don't you? You got a hoodie. You got about 3 or 4, 3 good shirts and everything. So we appreciate you. I got mine on. I'm wearing mine. Mine has the foil design on it, and I got the new design out, which I showed y'all last week. And if you haven't seen my little shorts I'm putting out, I put out a short video today. You saw the little short video I put out today about what's in your hand. Y'all start seeing them. When y'all see them, share them for me. Y'all share them for
Right.
me, please,
Right.
please. It's only a minute, and I'm just trying to encourage somebody. I'm just trying to encourage
Right.
somebody.
Doing
So
good. I'm so proud of
I'm
you.
learning, man. You know what? I can stay dumb all my life, or I could try to learn something about this technology piece, and
Not
I'm
dumb.
learning. And I went to a business conference this weekend called "Done is Better Than Perfect," and I've learned there are no excuses, man. There are no excuses. There are no excuses. You can do whatever you want, and people will pay you for what you know. Most of us have products that are underpriced, right?
Mhm.
Because we scared ain't nobody gonna buy it, but it's always somebody that'll buy what we're selling, right? And I've learned that. Derek Harper, Senior, man, awesome dude, awesome dude. Y'all need to, if you're not following that Done is Better Than Perfect group, y'all need to check it out, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because he's changed. I think he's changing the game, and and y'all don't never really hear me talk about nobody like that, but I'm talking about him like that. So I learned a lot this weekend, and I'm going to be sharing some of that, and I hope we can take this platform to the next level. I appreciate everybody, especially you, Ashley, and especially you, Lady K, and especially you, Nick, for jumping in for a second and talking. But next week we're gonna jump back on this topic of can we talk? And I
Can
want to.
I'm gonna try
Can
to be on.
we talk? Yeah.
For a minute. Okay. I'm gonna try
Okay.
to be on time next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire you. I mean, I'm gonna block you next time. I'm just joking. You
See,
gotta be
no,
on time. I can't block you
you
because
about
I
to
ain't
get a
paying you.
demerit?
Yeah, I can't pay you. I ain't paying them, so I can't. I can't get you in trouble for not paying.
You can
But
still, you can
but
still get reprimanded.
yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I did. I did. Never mind. But
try to be on time.
shade. But no,
A
you
lot
had
of
you had
shade. I
you had
okay, but it is okay.
what do D? Oh yeah. Done is better than prop. Yeah, that's what Althea's through that group. But yeah, done is better than perfect. Yeah, it's changing the game for real, man. It's so much out here, so much out here. But it's been real. As I
Mhm.
always say, the world is changing. My question for you is, why do you remain